Okay, so I'm in my room. It's 12:23 at night. Okay, I'm here trying to download this film that I got, like an actual physical film that I got developed at this studio. Whatever, that doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that I spoke to my mom a couple days ago, and she was like, "Do you still listen to music?" And I was like, "No, I don't really listen to music because I deleted like Apple Music, and I don't use Spotify Music for that. But I basically deleted it because I felt like it was a distraction, whatever. So my mom was like, maybe you should listen to some music. So I was like, you know what? Yes, I should. So I took my vinyl player, which is just like right here, right? This vinyl player over here, with all my vinyls that are just down there. And I decided, you know what? Okay, cool. I'm gonna start playing some music. So I decided to play some Ink Spots and some uh Tim Bernardes and whatever else I was playing. I was playing a bunch of different things. Anyway, so one of the things that I decided to play now, right now, I decided to play Bob Dylan Like a Rolling Stone. That's one of my favorite that's my favorite song of all time. By far my favorite song of all time, okay? But what I love so much about it is that it's such a long song, but there's so much depth in it, and there's so much anger, so much frustration that Bob Dylan just talks through it and just goes through the whole thing, right? But what's so amazing about it is that now, today, on the 21st of November, Friday, 21st of November at 12:24, I finally understood what the song is about. I finally felt fully why I feel so connected to this song, okay? And I'll explain to you exactly why, okay? Uh, Give me a second. I'm just gonna get the lyrics up so I can tell you exactly how I feel. Because this shit is crazy, okay? The last part of the song that he talks about, it's very simple, okay? He says, when you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose. You're invisible now. You got no secrets to conceal. How does it feel? How does it feel to be on your own with no direction home, like a complete unknown, like a rolling stone? That was just enough to make sense. I'll explain to you why. I'll explain to you why I'm freaking the fuck out and why this is so amazing to me. Because it's simple. He talks about what it means to be an artist and how much pressure you put on yourself because it's so easy to compare yourself. You compare yourself to whoever you see on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever the fuck, YouTube, okay? Because you and you've got decades of artists that you've been listening to, and you've seen music videos, and you've seen their concerts and their whatever, and you're like, yes, I want to be like that, I want to do that. So then when you sit in your room by yourself at 12 o'clock at night, creating, making music, writing a book, writing a script, making a film, whatever it is that you're doing, okay, you want to achieve something. You want to make it so incredible and so that you feel like you've got all the eyes of the world just staring at you, just looking at you. But actually, no, you're invisible. You got nothing. Well, you got nothing. What do I have? Do I have an Oscar? Do I have a fucking, I don't know, Golden Globe? Do I have any sort of award? Okay, I don't have any sort of award. Do I have any fucking, I don't know, like multi-million-dollar deals that are gonna happen anytime soon? Absolutely not. Not even close to that. But that's the whole point. That I'm not close to that, and that's what makes it so great. Because I got the ceiling, okay, is infinite. There is no ceiling. I don't even have a roof. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up, and it doesn't end. And that's what makes it so great. He says, when you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose. I create because I like creating, because it makes me happy, because I enjoy it, because I love it, because it makes me feel alive. And that's the whole point. You're invisible now. You got no secrets to conceal. What secrets do I have to conceal? The whole point is that I'm creating. And when I'm creating, I open my heart up. And I put my heart on my sleeve and I open my soul and I take the fragments of my soul and I put it on the piece of paper and I create it and I make it when I sing, when I play the guitar, when I do anything that I do that's creative. And that's the point. That's the whole point. That's the sort of mindset to have no matter how far you're going along it. But the point is that once you probably get success, once you have that sort of pressure from other people, and once you've got that sort of, people look at you and they're like, why'd you make that song? That doesn't sound like something that you'd make. Why did you write about that? Or, ooh, what does it mean? And people start dissecting it, and people start, creating conspiracy theories, and whatever it is, people have expectations. People have got expectations of you and of what you're gonna create and who you are and what you're wearing and what you're saying, and it's everything. It has everything to do with it. That's the issue when it comes to that's the issue when it comes to fame through creativity, because no matter what, there are four steps of in creativity, in anything to do with creativity. This first step is the living. What do I mean by that? I mean that you have to be open enough for things to come your way in life. For you to just be walking down the street in the tube and just a random person having a conversation with you, and maybe that inspires you. Or that you just look outside your window and there's somebody throwing trash and you're like, damn, that would be funny as like a, I don't know, this gave me an idea for a music video or gave me an idea for a script or something like that. You have to be open to these things. So that's the first step. The second step is to actually have that idea, to maybe materialize something in your mind. Um, you know, let's say I got this idea about how I want these like elves and I want these sort of like creatures and I want these whatever things, right? And then that's the idea that comes into my mind, but then I kind of try to mold it into something more real, something more sort of tangible. What is it? Oh, look at that. That maybe that's how Lord of the Rings came about. So that's the second step. The third step is actually putting that into work, actually doing it, actually putting yourself into that script, into that song, into that whatever it is. And that takes time. That takes a lot of effort and that takes a lot out of you, because you have to be sitting down and thinking about characters and thinking about lyrics and thinking about anything and everything that it might come with it, right? And then the fourth step is the releasing. It's the fact that you recognize and you realize that actually now this thing of mine, this creation of mine that I absolutely gave all of my time and my life and my money and my efforts and my while I was sleeping I was dreaming about it, while I was awake and I was at work and I was walking somewhere I was thinking about it and thinking about it and writing it down on my Facebook Messenger. I have a whole group with myself that I'm just writing to myself, or in my notes, or I texted my mom saying, hey, remind me about this. That's what I mean, right? You dedicate so much into it so that now it stops becoming yours. So you have to release it and you have to give it to people and you have to show it to whoever it may be. And you're subject to judgment. And judgment does not feel good. Even when it's good, it sometimes feels like, but do they actually mean it? Do they actually feel that way towards me or towards my creation? Or do they feel kind of pity for me because I'm 26 years old and I've just made a short film, and like, who actually gives a fuck, right? But actually, that's wrong. It's very wrong to feel that way and to think that way. Because actually, to be able to get to that fourth step, which is arguably in this day and age the most important step, people, make their careers off of just simply posting on TikTok and Instagram. And I absolutely hate social media. I hate it. But it is a tool, and tools are meant to be used, right? And it's important to just do what I can to get myself out there, because whether I like it or not, it helps me. It helps me with my confidence. It helps me with my creativity and knowing that, okay, now once I am done creating whatever it is, I have to release it. And I have to do it. There's no ifs, buts, of maybes. I'm gonna cut that out of the video because that's absolutely a horrible, horrible accent. And I apologize to many people. But in any case, there are no ifs, buts, or maybes in that aspect. You have to do it, and I have to do it. In any case, so coming back to my point, step 1, step 2, step 3 kind of feel like they're in one, but the fourth step is just very difficult to actually do and to actually go forward with it. And it's just about simplifying everything. You just have to simplify it. Don't think about it too much. When you think about it too much, you create problems. You find, you like cherry pick. But then I said that and that's cringe. But then I probably should have worn a different shirt. Why did I do my hair like that? Why? Whatever. And you never get anywhere with that. And by the time that you actually post it, you'll post it and then you'll be like, I'm not going to share it to my story. I'm not going to send it to anybody. It's going to be like, I just put it out there and then I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to act mysterious. I'm going to play it cool. Fuck it. But that's not okay. In any case, coming back to Bob Dylan and what Bob Dylan was saying, he was talking about how you got nothing. You got nothing to lose. So what are you worried about? You got nothing to lose. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. That's it. You don't care. You're invisible now. You got no secrets to conceal. I'm invisible. Maybe you're invisible. Maybe whoever else that's living in this household is also invisible. But the point is that it's so good to be invisible. It's a blessing to be invisible. Because who knows, maybe 5 years from now I'm going to be a super famous screenwriter, director, actor, musician. Or maybe I won't. But I'll know for certain that I will still continue creating. But apart from that, it's the fact that now I'm in this point where I've got endless how do I explain this? I've got endless potential. That's what it is. I've got endless potential. I can create without worrying about getting judged, because even if I get judged, who's gonna judge me? Maybe like 5 people, 10 people. Well, not a million people. And even if it was a million people, I need to get out of that mindset thinking that it's bad that I might get judged. It's okay to get judged. I did acting, and in acting, like, one of the main things for me was the fact that it's like, yes, okay, I'm gonna be subject to judgment. I need to have thick skin. That's like the whole point. You get more no's and you get yeses, and that's that. It's just difficult to maybe accept that this is, maybe in acting I was like, yeah, but I'm not, I'm the character. What do I care about? I'm the character getting rejected. Blah. I don't fit the role because of, I just physically don't look the part. My hair, I'm not tall enough. I have a big ass, whatever it may be. But in this, because it's like there's no front, there's no wall to kind of block whatever it is that I'm actually feeling, or that's actually sort of happening. Not happening, sorry. Because there's no wall that is actually blocking what it is that I'm showing and who I actually am fully, then it just feels more personal to me. It's my baby. Whatever it is that I release or I make or I create, it's my everything. I put so much work and so much effort into it, so I want it to be appreciated. I want to be I want to be told, you did a good job. You're very good at. But I have to accept the fact that there are also going to be a lot of moments when that won't happen. Most of the time, maybe it won't happen. But he talks about how you're invisible now, you got no secrets to conceal. Anyway, so then he says, how does it feel? How does it feel to be on your own? Because you're on your own. You got no manager, you got no publicist, you got no PR representative, whoever, whatever. You're you, with yourself, with your own mind, with your own thoughts. You don't have a writer's room. You don't have a band. You don't have producers and sound engineers and whatever. You're you with yourself, by yourself. So then, how does it feel to be on your own? With no direction home? Like a complete unknown. Like a rolling stone. So, me, personally, I left home because I wanted to pursue a career in a place where I felt like the language that they were speaking there was a language that I felt very comfortable sort of expressing myself. And it is a place where there are a lot of opportunities. And I feel like I have benefited a lot from that. And I have grown so much as a person, being by myself, learning to be by myself, learning to, cook. I didn't know how to cook before. I didn't know how to clean my clothes. I didn't know how to do a lot of shit that I probably should have known how to do it. And I'm very grateful about the fact that now I'm able to do that. Because I was on my own. And I am on my own, technically. But as an artist, you are on your own because you go on this path. And the path that you take, it's not like you start becoming an artist and you start taking like footsteps and just like a step here and a step there, and it's slow and it's steady. No, 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 no. When you want to become an artist, any type of artist, you run. And you're running as fast as you possibly can. You can feel every bone in your body, every tendon, every muscle hurting, painful. It's so painful, just running and running and running and running and running. And you don't look back, you just look up ahead, and there are tears that are just running down your face because of all the cold air that's just going all over your face. And it's difficult, and it's not fun, and it's going, and you have to go hard and difficult, and it's a lot. But then at some point, the pace, the speed that you're going at, it slows down. And when you slow down and you kind of start looking back, you realize that you're so far away from who you were, and you're so far away from what you called home, that you don't know what home is. So you just keep running and you keep running because you know that at some point you will find a home. At some point you will find a home. But what can that home be? That home can be you running back to your home. Or that home can be the reason why you wanted to do this in the whole place. In this whole point. Which is to feel alive. But what does it mean to feel alive? Well, to feel alive in the sense that you want to make sense of why you're on this planet, why you're living this life that is quite, maybe it might be very short, but you want to make sense of this life, and you want to make sense of this life by creating. That's the only way you can. People do it through therapy. People do it through, I don't know, reading books, through having families and kids, through whatever it is that makes them understand it. But I'll give you the only example that I can really give you, which is myself. For me, it's about that feeling that I feel whenever I create. I understand I understand my purpose. I understand my point of being here. I understand it all. And when I try to simplify it, and I will simplify it even more, it's about creating. That's what it is. And Bob Dylan is one of the first, probably the first actual artist that I ever said to myself, yes. This guy is who I believe is the most perfect artist. So, to end this, I want to say that always and forever pursue what makes you happy and what you want to do. My girlfriend today, she couldn't figure out what it was that she wanted to do. She's extremely talented. She wants to do music and she wants to do acting, and she's amazing at both of them, but it's difficult to do that when you want to, also make money. And you don't want to sort of struggle working like a second job, which is like the second job, basically the one that actually gives you money, makes you money. And it's difficult and it's not very fun always, but it's something that you have to do. And I think we as people, as artists, we should always strive to push through. When we don't want to do it, just drink some water. Go outside for a quick walk. Listen to some music. Talk to your mom or to your dad. Talk to your sibling. Take a moment with yourself. Think about why you started this whole thing. Because I think that it's so easy for us to sit down and doubt ourselves and be like, this is too fucking difficult. This is too much. This is like so much effort. And this is so. What's the point? You end up to the what's the point? And what's the point is one of the worst questions to ask yourself, because you'll find the reason to not continue and to not do whatever it is that you're doing or you're dedicating your time to. But remember how you feel. Remember how that makes you feel. When I write, I feel so alive. When I make music, it makes me feel happy. When I do all these things, it's such a good reason to be alive. So to end this, I want to say thank you again. I want to say let's push through and continue. I want to say Bob Dylan's the greatest motherfucker alive. He's like 83 years old or 84 years old, and he's still kicking it, still has concerts, still doing concerts and whatever. I want to see him live. I don't know if I'll ever be able to see him live before he dies, but I really, really hope so. And be like a Rolling Stone, maybe. Like a Rolling Stone. Yeah, that's it. Okay. See ya.